For the past couple of years, I've held the same job as a janitor for a popular fast food restaurant. My duties revolve around deep cleaning everything overnight, and it's a solitary job, especially after closing time. I rarely interact with other workers, and most of the time, I find myself alone in the restaurant. One night, like any other, I arrived for my shift. By 10 p.m., an hour after closing, I was the only one left in the restaurant. I plugged in my headphones and began my routine of scraping grills and preparing for the deep cleaning. Time passed, and around 12 a.m., I heard a knock at the front of the building. I removed my headphones, expecting a late customer checking if we were still open. However, when I approached the front, there was no one there. I peered out into the parking lot, but it was empty. Confused, I returned to work, thinking I might have misheard the sound. Another hour passed, and during my lunch break, I sat at one of the tables in the dining area. After eating, I went to the back to grab the mop, only to be greeted by a man's face staring at me through the drive-through window. His disheveled hair and blank expression were unsettling, but it was his empty eyes that sent shivers down my spine. After a moment, he calmly walked away. Frozen in place, I listened to his footsteps fade. Shaken, I mustered the courage to check if he was gone. I opened the window and scanned the darkness outside, finding no one. I locked the window, but the encounter left me on edge, constantly glancing behind at the windows, feeling a lingering sense of being watched. As my shift neared its end, I started feeling some relief, but the anxiety returned when I had to take out the garbage bags. Checking the window before stepping out, it appeared clear. However, as I tossed the bags into the dumpster, the man suddenly appeared from around the corner. Panicking, I asked what he needed, but he remained silent, advancing with that same eerie stare. He was a large, intimidating figure in a dirty, stained coat. Not knowing what else to do, I ran for the door. The man chased after me, and I barely managed to close and lock the door, his arm sticking through the gap. I sprinted to the other end of the restaurant, unlocking the front door and escaping just in time. Calling the police while running across the parking lot, they arrived 5 minutes later. However, the man was gone. CCTV footage revealed his bizarre behavior, watching me after I ran away and leaving through the back door. His intentions remain unknown, but the chilling encounter haunts me to this day.